Thanks for tuning in to Mirror Now. I'm Avni Raja and you're watching Investors Guide, a show where we simplify personal finance and guide you on how you can best manage your financial investments. Joining me on the show is Feroz Aziz of Anand Rathi Wealth Management. Feroz, thank you once again for joining us on Investors Guide. Last episode, we focused specifically on equity funds. We talked about the different kinds of funds there are and how it benefits especially first-time novice investors as much as even if you're a seasoned investor, it's still a very good investment avenue. But today, let's talk about debt funds. Now, debt funds can get a little more complicated because it's a little slightly more difficult to sort of comprehend how these debt funds really work. So if you can start by helping us understand the different kinds of debt funds there are. And even though there is this perception that debt funds are safer than equity funds, it doesn't come without its own set of risks. But we'll get to that in a bit. Let's start with understanding the kinds of debt funds, Feroz.
Like you said, Avni, there are several categories of debt funds, almost about 16 if I'm not wrong. For a person who's investing from a long-term personal finance perspective, not company monies and stuff, only 3 to 4 categories are very relevant. So let me touch upon those. First category would be a medium duration fund, which invests in bonds which are of a medium period of 2 to 4 years. Dynamic bond funds is the second category which you will have to get attention on. Banking and PSU fund, which is a third category, which invests in banking and PSU bonds, as the name suggests. Then you can definitely look at the short-term bond funds. And the last category, which might have you might have a need for, is a liquid fund category. So if you ignore the rest of them and cut the clutter and focus on these 5, then your need for understanding the rest of them is minuscule, or you can totally ignore them. So these are the 5 categories which you will have to pay attention to if you have to create a portfolio using this wonderful tax efficient instrument, which is called a debt mutual fund.
Right. So if we have to understand, how debt funds work and what makes them safer than equity funds, we'll come to the risks, but, what makes debt funds that much more safer than or less risky than equity funds?
See, Avni, if you have to break it down into layman language, buying debt fund is nothing but lending your money to corporates. You're lending your money to corporates. So they have promised a return or an interest to the mutual fund. So whenever you indulge in an activity of lending your money to a strong corporate who can return the money with the interest it commits to give you for the period you've lent it, then it's called debt. In equity, for example, you buy shares, you become partners of the corporates, and being a partner could have its ups and downs. But lending money is called debt. So point one I'm making is debt has a predetermined interest which the corporate promises to the debt fund and in turn to you as an investor into the debt fund. Because of this predetermined interest, a commitment coming from a large corporate brings in that stability of the portfolio, because every 6 months, every 1 year, you have these corporates paying interest to the pool, which is called the debt mutual fund, which you in turn own with several other investors.
Right. And it would also be a good option if your goals are short term or, in the medium term, because since equity investments require that much a longer period of time for which you should be investing in, and you shouldn't remove it, before that, debt funds would also be a good idea where you can park your money if your investment, if your financial goal is maybe a year, 2 years or 3 years even away. This would be a good option to sort of invest in. But let's now come to the risks of debt funds, Feroz. And this is extremely important because there is the perception that since debt funds are, less risky than equity funds, they carry no risk at all. And that's the wrong perception to have, because debt funds do have their own set of risks. As we have also seen, a lot of investors face trouble because they didn't do the risk assessment properly of certain kinds of debt funds. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, Avni, there are 2 primary risks in a debt fund. So those two primary risks can create some surprises in certain situations if you have not been prudent in making the right choice, which actually marries your risk appetite. In fact, any investment you do, maybe you buy a fixed deposit, that also has a risk that the bank will have to be alive to pay you back the money at the end. So point is, risks are there in all the investments, but there are different categories of risk. In debt, there are two risks largely. One risk, which is called the credit risk. The name might seem intimidating, but credit risk is nothing but a concept that I lend my money to a company through a mutual fund, and that company goes bankrupt and does not have the capability to repay my money with interest. The phenomena of lending to a person, and that person, or a corporate in this case, does not have the capability to repay your money and or the interest, is called credit risk. So this is the risk over the last 1.5, 2 years. Several large corporates, almost 4, 5 large corporates in India have had incapability to repay the money. So that's one risk, Avni, we as investors of debt funds have to keep in mind. Point two is the risk two is interest rate risk, which is also there in debt funds. If interest rates go up and down, the value of your mutual fund goes up and down as well. But that's a smaller risk and does not have to be worried about as much. Credit risk is something which you have to be very, very careful. And that becomes an important decision criteria when you're choosing the scheme which you are going to entrust your money to.
Right. If a person has, say, a kind of a financial goal coming up in the next 2 to 3 years, how should one decide on which debt fund to put your money in?
Yes, Avni, the biggest utility of debt funds is to marry your investment goal, which is a short-term in nature, to these lesser riskier instruments relative to equity. So if you have to create a portfolio which is going to be addressing your 2-3 year need of a goal, then you should focus on short-term funds, medium-term funds, and banking and PSU. These are the three categories in which you have to choose one scheme each. If you have an amount of up to 1 lakh, if you have an amount greater than 1 lakh, then you would need 5 schemes. Stick to the same 3 categories for any investment between 2 years and 3 years. Choose these 3 categories: short-term, medium-term, and banking and PSU. These 3 categories together, 1 scheme each. If it's less than 1 lakh, if it's greater than 1 lakh, 2 schemes each. In each of these 3 categories can create a robust portfolio with several companies, so that you're not worried and you can have sleepful nights because your money is not lent to one specific bank or a corporate, it is lent to almost 100 of them.
Right. All right, Feroz, thank you so much for joining us and putting all of that into perspective. Well, that was as far as debt funds are concerned, but we've sort of understood the various categories of funds that are available as far as mutual funds goes. And from the next episode onwards, we're going to get right into it and help you start planning your investments. How do you decide which fund to invest in? How do you decide how much money to put in? So all of those details we'll start talking about next episode on. Until then, thanks so much for watching.